This is Drew with thepodcastingstore.com, your one-stop shop for all things podcasting and remote learning.
So on the topic of using AutoDuck, one of the problems with using that feature is that if your source that you're trying to hear comes down lower, then the music that you're trying to mute is going to come right back up on you, and it's going to intersperse in there, and it could get a little distracting. And so I've got a couple of solutions that would solve this problem. It's just doing a little bit of editing in Audacity, and it doesn't take that long to do, and it's not that complicated. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to open up a source of beat right here, music beat, and we'll go with this one, this rock and hi-hats. This is what this one sounds like. So it's a lot of repetition on that. So then I'm going to record me talking here, so voiceover. So here's me talking, and here's some gaps that the ducking is probably going to fill in. And now I'm done talking. So we'll move that track over here so that it's underneath the beats that we're going for. Because we want music ahead and we want music behind, but we don't want the music in between. And so this is what this is going to sound like now with the audio on top of it. Here, so voiceover. So here's me talking, and here's some gaps that the ducking. And so you see what's going on with that. And I could do some noise reduction and all that. I mean, I'm outside obviously, but we're not going to bother with that. So if I put on the AutoDuck effect on this, and let's set the floor to -20. So then that's going to keep it going. So you can see here on the waveforms that it's going to come back up, and this is what it sounds like. Here, so voiceover. So here's me talking, and here's some gaps that the ducking is probably going to fill in. And now I'm done talking. So not exactly ideal, not what we're going for. So if I undo that, there's a couple of different options for what we can do from here. So I'm going to go back to my selector tool, and I'm just going to grab it right here at the beginning of my talking, and then I'll do the effect for the AutoDuck and leave the settings exactly the same. And so that's going to knock it down. Great. And then I'll come over here at the end and do basically the exact same thing. So now, at the beginning and the end anyway, it's going to come down, but in the middle we haven't solved the problem. Well, here's a slick way you can do that. So what I'm going to do is grab right here, and then run it all the way, and not on all the tracks, just on this one, all the way across here. And so then if I go into Effect, and then what you're looking for is Amplify. Now we're going to do the opposite of Amplify. So since I dropped 20 decibels before, and that's going to keep the music underneath, I'm going to go -20 on that, and bangarang, there we go. So here's what this is going to sound like now from the beginning. Oops, back to the beginning. Here, so voiceover. So here's me talking, and here's some gaps that the ducking is probably going to fill in. And now I'm done talking. So then the volume comes all the way back up on it. Now, if you find that the music underneath is a little too distracting, then there's also a really simple solution for that. And I've got a good selection right here anyway. Where'd my cursor go? Grab that and just extend it a little bit. So if you just want the music to go out all together, instead of doing that, you could duck at the beginning and at the end, or you can just grab here with the effects, and that'll be, not effects, generate silence. And so if I say okay, then bang. So there's nothing now underneath. This is what that's going to sound like. Here, so voiceover. So here's me talking, and then here at the end, it'll come right back up. And now I'm done talking. So So that's a couple of simple ways that you could use the duck feature and do just a little bit of editing to normalize the sound underneath if you don't want it to intersperse back with the talking. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope this helps.
If you're facing a unique problem with podcasting or remote learning, we can help. Reach out to us at thepodcastingstore.com and we'll see what solutions we can find for you. And if you like what you hear, do me a favor and tell a friend. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and sign up for our e-newsletter, and you'll never miss another podcast or video again. This is Drew with thepodcastingstore.com. Thank you for listening.